Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Tun and Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri.
This tradition followed with the birth of the modern Olympics, which began in 1896. It was also here in Greece, more than 2,000 years ago, a very ancient astronomical computer was discovered and found useful to men throughout the world over the centuries and until today. This amazing discovery is known to many of us as astrolabe. The astrolabe was then further developed during the medieval Islamic world, where during the 8th century, great Islamic mathematicians and astronomers such as Muhammad al-Fazari and Muhammad ibn Jabir al-Harani al-Batani created the first Islamic version of astrolabe, which became one of the most advanced and intelligent astronomical instruments ever known to mankind. Abu Ishaq Ibrahim al-Zarqani of Andalus enhanced it, and as a result, it turned out to be the first universal astrolabe that could be used anywhere in the world. Astrolabe comes into two shapes, spherical and linear. The linear astrolabe was designed by Muslim inventor Sharaf ad-Din Adusi. The astrolabe is a sophisticated and advanced instrument that can locate and predict the positions of the sun, moon, planets, and stars. In the Islamic world, it was widely used to find the times of sunrise and the rising of fixed stars, and help schedule morning prayers. In the 10th century, there were over 1,000 different uses of an astrolabe in areas as diverse as astronomy, astrology, horoscope, navigation, surveying, timekeeping, prayers, qibla, and construction of Islamic calendar. The astrolabe provides measurable expectations and predictable outcomes for the Muslim world. Based on the similar intelligence and wisdom, and the successful maturity of the first AMB Aqeel capital protector on May 3, 2013, another neutral brand now introduces the new series of Aqeel, named as AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2. AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2 is a Sharia-compliant capital protected fund, of which its main objective is to protect the investor's initial capital at maturity through the fund's investments in quality Sukuk and Shariah-compliant money-market instruments, whilst seeking potential returns through investment in Shariah-compliant equities over a 3-year tenure of the fund. The fund has a dedicated Sharia advisory panel to ensure, among others, that the fund is managed in accordance with the Sharia principles, namely avoidance of balagha, non-transparency, avoidance of riba, interest, or effortless profit, transactions involve aqad as a binding agreement, and tangible underlying assets as the subject of investment. In times of market uncertainties, investors, whether they are individuals or institutions, are always concerned overall with multitudes of threats in protecting their investments. Has the market bottomed already? When will the market rebound? What investment strategy should they take? Their investments in their hands. AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2 provides investors a certain degree of equitable comfort by managing the risk of the underlying assets, while appreciating the duration imposed of the fund's lifespan of 3 years. With AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2, investors can rest assured that their investments are protected if held until maturity and have the potential of obtaining returns during the 3-year period. AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2 has a multi-class feature whereby the surrender is a base currency class, whilst Singapore dollar class is to cater for Singapore residents, institutions, as well as other foreigners. For the first time, the principal protection at maturity will be in both classes, the surrender and Singapore dollar. Among Aqeel Brand is the manager of AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 1 and Series 2. Progressive and dynamic unit cost management company under the flagship of the local and national Burhan, AMB, and Amansa National Burhan, ASMB. AMB has been voted by The Edge and Libra Asia this year as the best overall fund group, the best bond group, the best bond placing ringgit fund, 3 years category for AMB Investors can invest in AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2 through AMB's distribution channels. Amanah Saham Nasional Berhad, Maybank Berhad, Maybank Islamic Berhad, Commonwealth Investment Bank Berhad, Apex Investment Service Berhad, Singapore Unit Trust Limited, Maybank Singapore, and Financial Alliance. The fund subscription starts today until Friday, 18th of April 2014. AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2, wise and intelligent.
We hope that our distinguished guests have gained insightful information from the video presentation on AMB Aqeel Capital Protected Series.
Thank you, MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable Yang Amat Bahagia Tun Ahmad Sarji bin Abdul Hamid, the Honorable Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Shariah-compliant bin Cik Othman, PNB, ASMB and AMB Board of Directors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to you. Before I begin my presentation on the salient features of AMB Aqeel Series 2, allow me to introduce briefly on Amanah Mutual's corporate structure in a few slides. Firstly, as mentioned earlier by Yang Amat Bahagia Tun in his keynote address, AMB is a wholly owned subsidiary of ASMB, while the ultimate holding company is PNB. Given such, this slide shows that the three entities have a common chairman, Yang Amat Bahagia Tun Ahmad Sarji bin Abdul Hamid, and we have four directors, namely our PNB's President and Group Chief Executive, Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Shariah-compliant, the Executive Director of ASMB, Yang Bahagia Datuk Idris, two independent directors, Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Datuk Muhammad Desa, and Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Wan Zahid. Our investment committee is also chaired by our chairman and represented by three of AMB directors. For Shariah-compliant funds, AMB Shariah Committee is chaired by Yang Bahagia Datuk Dr. Abdul Halim bin Ismail with three scholars as members, namely Yang Bahagia Datuk Syed Othman, Yang Bahagia Professor Datuk Dr. Abdul Munir, and Yang Bahagia Professor Dr. Mahmud Zuhdi. AMB management team has 6 dedicated units to manage our day-to-day work in the business of unit trust, and at the same time we work very closely with PNB's Shared Services Unit in the area of supervisory, regulatory and compliance, as well as the supportive role played by PNB departments such as in the human capital development, corporate communication, finance and procurement, legal and secretarial, and information technology. Now I shall begin to present to you salient features on AMB Aqeel Series 2 Capital Protected. Firstly, I would like to share with you the Aqeel Series 2 fund structure, which makes the fund a very solid proposition. Manager, being us, is supported by the Investment Committee and Shariah Committee appointed by the Board of AMB to ensure fund portfolio managed according to the stipulated investment strategy and asset allocation. The universe of securities is ultimately approved by the Investment Committee. On the other hand, the fund's trustee is to ensure that at all times the fund is managed well by AMB for the benefit of all unit holders of Aqeel 2 based on the fund investment objective. AMB Aqeel 2 is categorized as a fixed income with capital protection provided at the maturity. Subscription starts today, 6th of March, until Friday, the 18th of April, after which no units will be offered for sale. Subsequently, fund will start investing on the 21st April of 2014 up to the maturity date, that is 21st April 2017. And at that point of time, all units in the fund will be redeemed and proceeds will be paid to registered unit holders. Interestingly, Series 2 offers two tranches in multi-class of units, namely the base class, MYR class, and the Sing Dollar class, both offered at 50 cents per unit during this offer period. The investment strategy is very clear and well defined, whereby the Sukuk and money market instrument are to provide the capital protection mechanism, while the equity investment is meant for the returns targeting to be better than the benchmark, which is currently at 3.19% per annum. In terms of fees, there are basically four main fees. One is the one-off service charge or sales charge of up to 2%, annual management fee of 1% per annum, trustee fee of a maximum 7 basis points, and the other fee is exit fee should you wish to leave the fund before the maturity date based on a declining tier fee structure. A small fee is imposed and plowed back into the fund for the benefit of the loyal unit holders who remain to stay with the fund until maturity. There shall be no income distribution declared. Nonetheless, the capital appreciation of the fund will be reflected in the prevailing price per unit. Price will be quoted daily to provide unit holders the current standing of the fund and enable investors to redeem if they wish to. Aqeel 2 is now registered and authorized for sale with the Securities Commission of Malaysia and the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So, how does the fund work? Based on the investment strategy and defined asset allocation, the fund, assuming it's $100, will be split between Sukuk and cash of $87 and $13 goes into equity. Come maturity date, 3 years later, the $87 will yield to $100, while equity, assuming returning 15% cumulative return, will result $13 being to $15. And in total, $100 will appreciate to $115 gross, and after fees shall be at $111.77. Take away the $100 being your principal, total return in percentage is 11.77%, or in simple average is 3.92% per annum. This graph is actually the track record of the first series of AMB Dana Aqeel Capital Protected, which commenced in May 2010 and ended in May 2013, yielding more than 200 basis points than the 12-month of Islamic FD rate, which was benchmarked against the fund. Historically, Malaysia has always been a safe haven against other neighboring countries such as Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia, and Thailand. Its risk profile, as expressed by the volatility rate, is among the lowest in this region, yet provides double-digit gains on an annualized basis over the 13-year period between year 2000 to 2013. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I shall finish my presentation with the disclaimer slide, which I think is probably the most important slide of my fund features. Thank you again for your kind attention. I shall pass the stage to the MC. Assalamualaikum and have a good day.
Thank you, Sheila, for the presentation and the insightful information on the fund. We would like to invite Sheila to please remain on stage for the next session. Ladies and gentlemen, our ceremony has now come to its end. However, our newly launched AMB Dana Aqeel Capital Protected Series 2 is now open for sale and counting down starting today and ending on 18 April 2014. Now, to symbolize the commencement of the fund sales and countdown, have you all found your watches? With that, ladies and gentlemen,
Zita Nordin from Maybank Private Wealth. My opinion about the AMB Dana Aqeel Series 2, overall feedback from Private Wealth itself, and even though our customers is very good, especially on the returns, because they are looking on the tax exempted investment for the corporate, and same goes to the individual, and it's better than last series 1. The returns is about less than 3.9, but this one is more than 3.9. It's good, but it's only that the feedback that I get from my customers is on the income distributions. The income distribution supposed to be, they are requested by right, is instead of 3 years lump sum, it's much better to pay on annually basis. It's because that income distribution can be used for their company's expenses, and even though for individual their personal expenses, instead of 3 years lump sum. That is only the feedback that I get from my customers. But overall, congratulations to PNB AMB Mutual to launch this AMB Dana Aqeel Series 2, and so far is very it's a very good fund that we are looking to. Then we'll share with our customers, we'll get more business for this and to invest more to this Dana Aqeel Series 2 Capital Protector.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Roslita. I'm actually from Maybank Premier Wealth Center, UEP Subang Jaya, Taipan. I feel that is another step forward for AMB because this is the second series. This fund is a good opportunity for all those